So the Red Sox are in the Bronx this week to take on the Yankees. First time these two teams have met since the first time around, where there was a little bit of a benches clearing brawl. So that kind of helped spark the rivalry. And I gotta say, this is probably the most hyped I've been for an early season Sox-Yankees game in a long time. These two teams legitimately don't like each other, and they're ready to throw hands if it comes to it. Now, before we get into it, I gotta say, I'm a little frustrated. I gotta vent a little bit. Driving home from work today, learned that David Price got sent back to Boston with more numbness in his fingers, and this is a problem. This concerns me. I am in full-on panic mode. As much as we like to shit on David Price, if this guy's out for an extended period of time, or God forbid the whole season, we're screwed. As much as I would love Chris Sale to start every game in the playoffs, the guy can't do it. So David Price going back to Boston, he was pitching against the Yankees actually the first time it flared up, and came out after getting smoked in the first inning, said he had numbness in his fingers, and that was a little weird. People called bullshit a little bit, but whatever, get it looked at, see if you're okay. He came back, didn't miss really any time, and proceeded to get smoked the last 3 starts out. So this is something that definitely concerns me. Numbness in your fingers, that kind of sounds like that could be an elbow injury. And we know the guy had an elbow injury last year. We probably should have got Tommy John, but due to his unique elbow, he decided to pass on that and just kind of ride it out. So if this guy misses any time, we're in trouble. Alright, now that I got that out of my system, we can go back to talking about this Sox-Yanks series. So Yankees, they are on fucking fire. They've won 15 out of 16. And they've been leaning on a rookie. So they called up their top prospect, Gleyber Torres. The guy's hitting I think 327, so that's just great. The Yankees just fall ass backwards. There's another top prospect. I gotta say, every time a Yankee prospect comes up and starts dominating out of the gate, I think an angel loses its wings. I'm not even kidding. Last year you guys had Aaron Sanchez. Not Aaron Sanchez. Last time you guys had you had Sanchez. You guys had so many goddamn prospects, I don't even know what to do with them. Last year you guys had Aaron Judge, and he came out in his rookie year and hit 50 fucking home runs. So every time you guys get a new prospect that comes out and just starts dominating out of the gates, it's a little frustrating because I know that guy is going to kick my ass for the next decade. And this guy concerns me. I know he's been a highly touted prospect and comes out of the gate just dominating. So any Red Sox fan that tells you otherwise is lying. They're lying to your face. Now, thankfully, the Red Sox have young, exciting talent of their own. And, they got a few players, but most notably, Mookie Betts. The guy might be the best player in baseball, and that's not me pumping his tires. Looking at his numbers now, he leads the league in what? Batting average? Leads the league in, what the hell is he doing? He's dominating the MLB right now. In all of baseball, he leads batting average, slugging percentage, OPS, runs scored, home runs, total bases, and extra base hits. So that's pretty good. So Yankees fans, deal with that. Now, there's not a whole lot else that we can, put around him necessarily, especially with him batting leadoff. But I move the guy around. He's doing well. He's having, the best year of his career. I saw he had a number. It was his at-bats per home run was like a third of what it was last year. So the guy's crushing the ball and probably making John Farrell cry at night. So don't mess with success. Let the guy do what he's doing. Now, another guy that's actually doing really well for the Red Sox is J.D. Martinez, just Dingers Martinez. And you can sense the surprise in my voice because every time the Red Sox sign a big money contract, a big money free agent, I just kind of expect them to suck. We've seen it a lot in the last few years. David Price, maybe it's too soon, but he looks like that's going to be probably a bust. We had Pablo Sandoval, who's been a big bag of shit, but now he's throwing perfect innings for the Giants, so that works out well for us, of course. Let's see, there was Carl Crawford, of course. There was, how could we forget the immortal Rusney Castillo, who was he's got to be the highest paid baseball player in Pawtucket history, maybe in minor league baseball history. And I didn't research that. I'm not Carmine, so take that for what it's worth. And we got a lot of good players. We got a lot of young, exciting talent. So do the Yankees, and I think that's what's the most exciting thing. These two teams are the best they've been at the same time in a long time. And both these teams might win 100 games this year. You might see that from one team a year. Now you might have 2 teams in the same division doing it. This is going to be a historic AL East race, and it's going to be fun to watch the entire year. Now, again, I went back and I looked trying to find when was the last time 2 teams from the same division both won 100 games in the same year. And the last example I could find was 2001. We had, I think it was the AL West where it was the Athletics and the Mariners. And that was the year the Mariners won 116 games where they were just on fire. And the Athletics won, I think, something like 102 games. So it's the last time I can remember that two teams in the same division won 100 games each was, 17 years ago. So not exactly a common accomplishment. But needless to say, this is going to be a tight race all year long. Both teams are great. The Red Sox rebounded last year from being a shitty power hitting team to being one of the better teams. The Yankees, of course, just continuing to rake. Red Sox pitching's been upgraded. Their bullpen's been upgraded. We're still hoping for guys like Tyler Thornburg and Carson Smith to actually make a difference. But we still have Craig Kimbrell blowing guys away, guys on a Hall of Fame track path. And, of course, Joe Kelly just being our cooler. He's laying the law. So it's going to be a fun summer, and, we'll see what these two teams wind up. I still got Red Sox winning the division, and this might be the first time we see both teams, the Red Sox and the Yankees, in the ALCS for a long time. And that's what's fun about this year. Both teams, they're good at the same time. They genuinely don't like each other, and they're both directly in each other's path. We're their main competition for each other to get to the World Series.